Hi, I'm Riley Walton, and this is Mikey West from Valley STEM. Today we're going to be learning about atomic structure and the role it has in our everyday lives.
Have you guys ever wondered why you can walk through air but you have to swim through water? Or what about the fact that if you slap water it won't hurt, but if you slap ice it will? Well, it's all about the state of matter that the element is in. The three states of matter are solids, liquids, and gases. For example, a table is a solid, milk is a liquid, and the air that we breathe is a gas. All elements fall into one of these three categories. Everything is either a solid, liquid, or a gas. But elements can't just say, hey, I want to be a solid today. It's all up to the molecules to do that. What are molecules, you may be asking? Well, they are really tiny pieces of matter. There's something that we haven't taught you about molecules yet, but we're going to be learning about that today.
So what's this new thing we're going to be learning about? Well, it's that molecules are made up of even smaller pieces called atoms. Atoms are the building blocks of our world. Each atom is a different element. So, for example, gold is made up of only gold atoms and oxygen is made up of only oxygen atoms.
The cool thing about elements is that there are actually already 118 that have been discovered, and everything in the world is made out of a combination of these 118 elements, including the desk or the couch that you might be sitting at right now. Another cool thing about atoms is that when they form together, they can create something that is entirely new. For example, two atoms that are called hydrogen can form with one oxygen atom and create H2O, or water.
Atoms are made up of three components: protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons have a positive charge, electrons have a negative charge, and neutrons have virtually no charge. In the big picture, protons would cancel out the negative charge of electrons. Look around the room that you're in right now. Notice things that are made up of different materials, like plastic, wood, or metal. All of these are different materials because of the atoms that make them up. Metal atoms are different than plastic atoms because of the different numbers of protons, electrons, and neutrons. The number of protons decides the personality of the atom.
As we already discussed, not all types of atoms have the same number of protons, neutrons, and electrons, which means that each unique atom has its own unique mass. For what we're talking about today, mass is basically just weight. Atomic mass is defined as the number of protons and neutrons an atom has, and is measured in something called AMUs, or atomic mass units. You're probably wondering, well, what about electrons? An electron's mass is so small that it doesn't even matter. Imagine how light an electron has to be compared to protons and neutrons to not even count in the mass. Shocking, right?
Atoms are pretty hard to imagine considering that we can't see them. In an atom, the center is made up of protons and neutrons. This is known as the nucleus. Outside of the nucleus, electrons orbit. Like planets orbiting the sun, electrons orbit the nucleus.
Now, it's time for you to really build an atom. Go to the link below the video. When you arrive on the website, click the play button to get started. This simulation will help you understand more about atoms and how they work. We're going to guide you through making an atom. Follow our instructions, then pause the video and do it yourself. Once you click play, you should arrive on a screen with 3 different activities. Click on Atom. Make sure you have the element, net charge, and mass number all open. Make sure you also check the boxes in front of element, neutral/ion, and stable/unstable.
The next element that you're going to be making is carbon. Carbon is also found in many things, including the graphite in your pencil. When I say go, drag 6 protons, 7 neutrons, and then 6 electrons to the outside rings. Okay, go.
For the next part of this activity, we want you to name the following atoms. What is an atom with 3 protons and 4 neutrons? To find out, drag 3 protons and 4 neutrons to the center on the simulation. Come back when you have an answer. If you got Li, you're correct. This stands for lithium. Now try an atom with 2 protons and 4 neutrons. Test it out on the simulation. If you got He, you're correct. This stands for helium. Now, we want you to play around with the simulation. When I say go, pause this video and add more protons, neutrons, and electrons to see what affects the charge and mass of the atom.
How'd you do? When you take away protons and electrons, you change the charge of the atom. This is because protons have a positive charge and electrons have a negative charge. However, when you change the number of protons and neutrons, you're changing the mass of the atom.
Now, it's time to review everything that we've learned so far. Atoms make up everything. They are the building blocks of the world. Each atom is a different element, and there are 118 of them that have been discovered so far. Everything in the world is made up of some combination of these 118 elements. Atoms are built of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons and neutrons make up the nucleus, which electrons orbit around. Protons have a positive charge, electrons have a negative charge, and neutrons have no charge.
Good work today! If you're watching this video as a part of our school or library events, return to the digital session. If not and you have any questions, please send us an email at questions@valleystem.org. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.